Hello friends, today I'll be talking about something that's near and dear to my heart. Coffee cups. I love coffee so much, and I've been using reusable coffee cups for a few years now, especially since I was living in Melbourne and they have the best coffees, and I drink coffee every day. I drink about 1 to 3 cups a day. Pretty bad, but I do that. So I've collected quite a few coffee cups throughout the years, just trying to figure out what's best for me, and I'm going to share with you some pros and cons of the different types of coffee cups. Let's get right into it. First, I'll talk about the pros and cons of the different types of materials, then I'll talk about the different sizes, and I'll talk about some pros and cons of specific coffee cups. So first, I'll break them down into different materials. Most commonly, there's plastics, there's glass, and as well as metal. So for plastic, some of the pros is that it is very lightweight. It's easy to toss it in your bag and bring it around. You don't really feel like anything is in your bag or there's any extra weight. However, some of the cons may be that over time it may retain coffee smells, and it can get hot to the touch compared to some other materials. For glass, I find that what's good is that it doesn't retain any coffee smell and it's easy to clean. For plastics, I find that because milk is fat or it contains fat, it's harder to clean everything off a plastic cup, and especially over time you'll get scratches here and there and things starts getting stuck in there and there's residues. But for a glass cup, it's very easy to clean. Just go over it with a sponge a few times and everything is squeaky clean. However, a con would be that it is heavier to carry around because it's glass, and it doesn't retain heat as well because glass is not a good conductor of heat, or it's a good conductor of heat. It's a good conductor of heat. Well, it doesn't retain heat. Glass doesn't retain heat very well, so your drink won't stay as hot or cold as long. And lastly, there's metal options. So the metal ones, I think, are newer to the game. It used to start with just plastics and then glass, and then now it's moved on to metals. So metals are a bit easier to find now. I think some pros would be that it retains heat or cold very well. Your drink would stay at its desired temperature for much longer. A con would be that it's also heavy and it is harder to clean because a lot of them are longer and deeper, so it's harder to clean it out. So if I were to choose a cup, my favorite would be the glass one. I find that it's the easiest to clean, and on top of that, it feels very premium when you're using it. You feel like, you're drinking a drink from you're at the cafe. I don't know, it just feels good. But I would say it very much depends on your needs, what your concerns are. If I'm carrying a lot of things already and I don't want to add extra weight, I would carry the plastic one out. If I need my drink to stay cold or hot longer, then I'll bring the metal one out. But my glass is my go-to. I've been using that the most. So next I'll talk about sizes. Different brands have different sizes. Specifically for the Keep cup, they have 3 different sizes. I find the smallest one works well for most hot coffees. I got the medium size one because I felt that if I really want a large cup, I can get a large cup. If I want a small cup, I can get a small cup, and it's a decent size to carry around. I feel like the medium one is best for iced coffee, and the large one, it's very good for other drinks. It's great for bubble tea. The middle section can be taken out and then you can stick a straw in. Now we'll specifically talk about the different brands and their pros and cons. So I'll start with the Keep cup. The Keep cup I've had the longest. I love the Keep cup, especially the glass ones. They do come in plastic variations, and now I think they have new ones where it's metal. For the Keep cup, I'm going to talk some pros and cons, specifically about the glass one. The glass one with the cork one, number one, it's pretty. I find that using sustainable products that are pretty makes me want to use them even more and feel good about bringing them out and want to use them. So I find that, if it's pretty, it's a pro. Another thing is that it's made of glass. So although you can have other alternatives, but the glass one, like I mentioned earlier, it doesn't smell over time. I've been using it for about 3-4 years now. It's still squeaky clean. It's still very good. It looks like you haven't really used it, and you can use it at home as well. You don't have to just use it when you're going out. The Keep cup also comes in different sizes, so you can buy it based on your need. It also comes in espresso shot sizes. I don't have that one, but if that's what you go for every day, you can get the small one, and it's really cute to bring around. Another thing is that the lid is very easy to clean. There's only 2 parts to the lid, so you just need to open it out and then clean it, let it dry, and put it back. It's really simple. And the hole on top, it's a little bit of a bonus. You can put a thicker straw in there, or you can also put a slimmer straw just where the mouthpiece is. A con would be that the lid is not fully watertight, so if you shake it around too much when it's full, it might spill. Also, you cannot just like finish your drink and then toss it in your bag. It will spill. I know that for sure. I've had it happens to me before. But what I would do is just when I'm done with the drink, I would just rinse out the cup as best as I can and put it in my bag. So even if it spills, it's just water. That's okay. Next, I'll move on to Frank Green. Frank Green is also another very common coffee cup available. Some pros of the Frank Green is that it's watertight. So, once you're done with your drink, you can close it and then just dump it in your bag, and usually it doesn't have any leaks. Another thing is that it's mainly plastics, although the current ones, they do come in metal as well, but the plastic one is lightweight, so it's easy to bring around. Another thing about it is that the base is made out, there's like a rubber coating, so it does retain heat pretty well, and as well as protect your hands from anything that's too hot or too cold. A con is that it's very hard to wash well. I know a lot of people are a bit lazy, so they would just like rinse it, but the lid itself has like lots of components to it. It's about like 5-6 pieces that you have to take apart and to make sure that you thoroughly clean it, and then you have to put it all back together. I find that if you don't clean it well, the coffee or the milk smell, that still icky smell will linger. It's a bit nasty. So I think a good wash is important. If you're very lazy in terms of cleaning, I would not recommend the Frank Green. But some people they don't mind that smell or having it a bit icky or just not think about it, so it's really up to you. The next one I'm going to talk about is the River Plastic Reusable Cup. I really enjoyed this one. I've been eyeing it for a while now, and I really wanted to get my hands on one of these. So when I went to Japan earlier last year, I took the opportunity to buy it from Cafe Kitsune. So a few other places, I think in Melbourne, Duke Coffee has this. I'll put some links down below. One of the pros is that it's watertight, so the lid clips both ways and it clips very shut. So once you're done with your drink, you can close it, dump it in your bag. You don't have to worry about it at all. Another pro is that it's plastic, so it's very lightweight to carry around. Very easy to just toss in your bag, just in case you need a drink. It's not much added weight and you're ready to go. I don't really have many cons for this. I think the main con is that it's not so easily available. I think it's quite specific to brands or like coffee stores. I am not sure where I can find one in Singapore. If I do find one, I'll put it in the description down below. Next, I'll be talking about the Kinto. This cup is not made specifically for coffee, but I know that Kinto has created some specifically for coffee, which I do kind of want to get some, but I shouldn't. So I'm just going to talk about the bottle version and my experiences. I have no experience with their actual coffee cup version. I don't know, do let me know if you have one. Let me know how it goes. I really want to know. I just haven't really... I shouldn't be buying more cups. So this Kinto one, I think is more of a water bottle. Some pros is that it doubles as a water bottle. So I always bring my own water out, so I'll just put it in this Kinto cup, and then if I really want to get coffee outside, I can just toss out the water or drink finish, and then I can get coffee. Another pro is that it keeps the ice not melted for really long, so it's extremely good for cold drinks. Hot drinks, if it's too hot, it won't cool down quick enough, so it might burn yourself. But if let's say you need it in like 2-3 hours, your drink is good, it'll be hot for long. So it's good for like if I were to make coffee here and then I'll bring it to work, and then I can drink it at work and it's still warm, the Kinto cup is good. Another good thing is that there's no condensation, so if you were to drink iced drinks, you don't have to worry about condensation on the outside of your cup. Everything is all contained inside. Another thing I like is that the lid, the inner lid has like a stopper. So when you're drinking cold drinks, the ice wouldn't impede your drinking. Or if you want to put a tea bag in there, it works the same. One of the downsides is that it's hard to wash because of that lid. There's creases where it's hard to clean. Also, the lid is plastic, so if you drink tea and coffee a lot using the bottle, it does retain the tea coffee smell after many uses. So I think now currently my bottle does have a bit of a smell. I've tried my best to clean it. I always rinse it once I'm done with my drink, and I always give it a thorough clean after that, but it still has that smell. Yeah, I would still recommend it. I've recommended it to my friend and she really loves it. Like, she's been using it as well for a few months now. And the newest to my addition is the Corkcicle cup. So the Corkcicle cup, I think, is also not made specifically for coffee, but it works the same. So similar to the Kinto one, it's made of metal, and so it retains its heat very well. Not as good as the Kinto, because for the Corkcicle one, the lid is just a plastic lid that you put on top, versus the Kinto one where you screw it on. It does let heat or cold escape. And I find that the design of the lid is a bit uncomfortable to drink from, but it fits the straw really nicely. So I've been using that at home to drink water because it keeps my drink cold, and I can put a straw in there. On top of that, it has a rubber base, which means that putting it on surface, you don't have to use a coaster. A con I would say is that it's not watertight, so you can't just, finish your drink and dump it in your bag. I think it's more of a I will carry it around because I need to drink kind of situation. Another thing is that it's quite big and heavy, so it's great for like if you're just going out into the car, leaving it there, or if you're not like moving around too much or having to have it in your bag for too long. So I think that's one of the cons I would say about that. A disclaimer, all these cups are not all mine. It's a combination of mine and my boyfriend's. We both really like coffee and we like coffee cups. So talking about my general experience, I've been using them for a few years now. I've been switching them up, but my main cup that I've been using for the most amount of time is the glass keep cup, and it's the medium size keep cup. It has served me really well and I have no qualms about it. I would highly recommend it, but I think you should get a coffee cup that's best for your needs and what you usually drink, because everyone drinks different things, everyone has different needs, so you should find one that's best for you. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. I'm more than happy to help you figure out what's best for you. Like, I'm really passionate about this, so no worries, I got you there. So I hope everything that I shared was useful. I'll put all the links of the items down in the description as much as I can, and if you have any questions, do ask, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.